Welcome back.
Hey, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, everybody, we have been overwhelmed with as many people that are going and downloading us and listening to us, paying attention to our social media. I mean, we
had over 1 million views on social media in the last month.
Yeah,
which is
last month.
Massive for us.
And it's because of you.
Yeah, so thank you guys.
Yeah,
we love you.
Thank you. It's been cool. It's still very surreal. So thank you guys who have contributed on Patreon. We absolutely appreciate that. And for those of you that are like, you know what, I want to be able to believe in you too. I just don't have a lot of money. That's totally cool.
Even $1 helps.
Yeah,
Plus, if
just
you go to
$1.
Patreon, the thing most people don't know, you actually get the full episodes of all of our interviews and things that we don't post the rest everywhere else.
Yeah, it's too long. Some of these conversations have gone on really long. I think we had a strain review that we did, and we went really long on it.
That was just one that we'd have done our first live review on.
Yeah,
And it took...
You've probably seen it already by this point, but it definitely, it has just been so cool that we've been able to do this. So we got longer episodes, and then we've had people saying, hey, we'd like them to be longer. But other people are like, man, I appreciate it so much that it's so short, so I can listen to more strains and go on a shopping spree and saying, I will take this and I'll take that.
Yep, because it's really the best way to run around a dispensary is with a little bit of knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
Have some higher education when you go in next time.
Hi. Speaking of, so now we always talk about this is going to be a strain you're going to love or you're going to hate or whatever. But we came across something that is pretty cool. We had a company approach us with some very, I would say very potent, very good, but actually gets into your system. It's a CBD gum.
Yeah. Vibe gum.
It's spelled like Vib, but it's pronounced Vibe. Yes, that's right. I am sophisticated.
Right. But the thing that's crazy, not only does it just look like, tablets.
It looks like, ivermectin.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
It's the thing that people use to be able to combat COVID, but no, it's in these perfect tablets. And I got to tell you, I was shocked on the flavor.
I was too. Yeah, because every product that we try, every edible, every drinkable tastes like a good amount of cannabis flavor.
Which isn't a bad thing. But it's a custom taste.
Yeah, and for people who are not accustomed to that taste, it's harder to want that.
Yeah.
And so this is actually fantastic because it's just a CBD gum. So they have the CBD isolate and a full spectrum gum.
Well, and the cool thing about this gum, and we talk about it all the time, when you're consuming CBD, especially within a tincture form, it's going to get fastest acting. You're going to feel better. And what I mean by feel better, okay, so recently I had, all of a sudden I just started feeling kind of panicky. Like I didn't know why. And I had used an infused drink. And sometimes, depending on the day or whatever, my endocannabinoid system's like, hey, what do you want to do today, Jess? Like, I don't know. Throw me a curveball. And they go, you got it, fam. And so they do that. And I actually had this gum on hand. And I was like, you know what, Brandon, we had talked to the company. They sent us some samples. I was like, fine. Pop full spectrum. Started chewing it. It does exactly what you should be doing with a tincture, which is holding it underneath your tongue.
Yeah. So it actually dissolves better because if you swallow it, it processes a whole different chemical.
Correct.
So having that plus chewing the gum, and it tastes actually just like gum.
Yeah, it tastes like just like any of your standard, stereotypical mint gum. It's not too minty. It's not under minty. Dude, I chewed that thing for over an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Its flavor was still there.
Because it's like most people aren't taking a tincture at work. They're not doing that. But if you're stressed, you're anxious, you're out with family, you're out at work, wherever, you can easily take a piece of gum.
Yeah, it's about the size of a nicotine gum, I would say. There's lozenges and stuff like that. And that's a great thing to be able to talk about. If you're trying to quit smoking cigarettes, not cannabis, don't do that. But if you're trying to quit smoking, which some of us definitely deal with, this is a great way to be able to I felt probably within about 5 to 10 minutes, I felt super calm. My heart rate had gone down. So that helps in keeping my blood pressure lower. I got to tell you, and we've talked about other CBD products that come on here going, no, this is the best. This is the best. Honestly, I'm not going to sit here and argue like it has the best, I don't know, extraction process or whatever they do. I got to tell you, it's just a delivery method. By far the best, getting, I would say, the majority amount of the cannabinoids that you're looking for to be able to help you relax. So Vibe Gum, if you're vibing, feels good, I would totally recommend that. We're going to have a link down in the show notes over there. You guys want to check it out. It is extremely affordable. I mean, we bitch about CBD products all the time, being like, why are you charging $100 for a 500 milligram tincture? Like, oh, because, marketing is expensive.
Or even 1,000. Yeah, 1,000 milligrams at $100. And I'm like, you guys are insane.
It's insane, especially
massive markups.
Well, and that's one of the things that we love about this gum is that one, it's extremely affordable. And two, it's actually pretty quick acting. So it comes in 80 milligrams and 100.
I think it's 200 on the full spectrum.
200, that's right. 200 on the full spectrum. Totally worth it. Go check it out in the show notes.
Yeah. Jilly Bean, the flavor you said you don't really like, which is interesting because it's typically known for like sweet, citrusy flavors with that. Like it is a very
wait a minute. Did we even introduce it?
I thought we did.
No, we just
because that was in the last cut.
No, that's actually fine because we're going to do it right now. We're reviewing today
Jilly Bean.
Jilly Bean. It's a cool name. You brought it up saying that it reminds you of Jelly Bellies.
That's what I was wondering if that was on our first take.
It was on our first take, but...
Yeah, so this one just always reminds me of Jelly Bellies.
Okay.
And their speckled pear flavors. But Jilly Bean, you said that we're going to have very different experiences here.
Yeah, I mean, one, there's some circumstances, like this was a strain that I'd taken a while to get around to. And I smoked it, I grind it. I mean, it didn't grind really well.
Was it super sticky?
No, it was dry, which was weird, right? That should have turned into almost like a keef looking powder, and it didn't. It was, it wasn't bad looking. It smelled decent, right? It's not extremely strong. I tried it in flower just like you, but when I smoked it, and even though it's burning plant that we're smoking, it still was not the best flavor. I don't know what's the profile in this one as far as terpenes. What are the most the most prominent?
So it has limonene, pinene, and caryophyllene are the most prevalent terpenes within here. But for the sweet, citrusy, like tangy taste, I didn't leave having that.
No, I would say it's close to that. What's that fruit? What is it called? It's like a giant thing, and there's these pods out of there, and apparently the whole thing smells like shit.
Oh, I have no idea.
You know what I'm talking? Durian fruit. There we go.
Okay.
Durian fruit. If you've had durian fruit, totally tell us about it. I want to hear if you actually ate that shit.
Does it smell like shit?
It literally smells like shit.
Why would anyone put that in their mouth then if they were like
Here's
smelling
the weird part.
that?
It's actually supposed to be really good. Now, I may be wrong, and somebody's going to comment on it going, that shit
But who was
nasty.
the first person that was like opening it up and they're like, man, that smells like shit. Put that in my mouth.
I don't know, dude. Probably a dare.
That's how it started.
Some indigenous people.
And then everyone's like, oh, this shit's good. And they're like, no, I'm not listening to that.
Yeah, and durian fruit's actually a really good, a great way to be able to associate it with something else. So the flavor profile, hated it. The way it even smelled, it smelled more like a cigarette than it did cannabis, which was very strange.
Really, it's supposed to be a lot of like citrusy, sweet, and tropical fruit scents.
Yeah, durian fruit smells like shit. But
different tropical fruits, maybe.
Right. This is like all blended up. Like when you're a kid, you're like, I'm gonna make this awesome drink and people are gonna buy it. This is gonna be amazing. No, it was. But here's the weird thing at first is it's a very slow onset. For me, I would say about 10 to 15 minutes is when I started to really feel it right in my forehead. I don't know where you felt it, but I felt it here. I got the unicorn effect, which I told you about.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, you mean like a cone? I'm like, yeah, that's right. because it's strong here and then it slowly starts coming to a point, and it's like almost numb, and it feels like it's pulling my head forward. Like I was playing video games and my wife comes into our room and it looked like I'm like one of those guys skiing, doing the jump, like leaning forward and shit. And I was just like, oh, what the fuck? It's like pulling me forward. So that's it. It wasn't bad, but the flavor, the flavonoids or whatever was going on in there, literally like durian fruit. It wasn't the best high though, but really? You tell me.
Like I thought it was a really nice high. Like it put a smile on my face, just made me really happy feeling. Flavor wasn't overbearingly like incredible. It wasn't anything I'm like, oh yeah, this really stands out. But the experience was nice. Like I felt happy, relaxed. It's a very uplifted strain for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
I felt like it like energy boost. Like it gives you energy with that one. It wasn't
okay. That's the part. It did and it didn't. See, it was weird because I sat on this like line of fight or flight. And it's like doing this, like, I don't know. You want to freak out? You want to chill out? Oh, which one is it? And I was just right there. It was like this line of anxiousness and calm, which was strange.
Yeah, that is weird.
I've never felt that. But it was, like you said, like you were happy. Like I was smiling, but I was also anxious as shit. Like I felt panicky. And I do the next best thing, though. You play video games.
But I wonder if right now, because more cannabis strains have made you panicky lately, I'm wondering if it's kind of situation of the moment.
No, because blueberry muffin, great, calms me right down. Cereal milk, that's something that I can take during the daytime when I go to the gym. It's awesome. It's a great hybrid. We'll talk about it later. But even other strains that I've had, if it's more sativa leaning than that, well, and let's ask that question: what is it indica? Is it hybrid? Is it sativa?
So we're gonna Google that real fast and check and see.
Yeah, because I mean, I'll tell you with these strains, especially if it's high indica, or indica leaning, that's when I get panicky, which is weird.
It's a hybrid strain.
Where's the leaning?
It doesn't say yet. Let's see. It might be a pretty balanced hybrid.
And that might be so. I don't know. It was just different. It was very different. It wasn't something where I was like, okay, I'm going to try something else. This, actually, I did it at nighttime, and I took CBD even after I was done.
60% sativa. Some more sativa leaning than indica. I've not had either of the parent lines of the genetics. It's Orange Velvet and Space Queen. But I love all the orange strains that I've tried.
I've not tried a ton of orange strains. Orange sherbet.
Say I've had Orange Florida,
nope.
Agent Orange.
Nope.
Orange Sherbet.
Nope. Well, yeah.
I feel like I've had a couple other ones and I just can't think of them right
I'd really
now.
like to enjoy one of those, especially in a cart form where a company has actually put those, where you get, it doesn't have a distilled taste.
Some of the flowers just have such overbearing citrusy flavors with them. It's incredible.
That's so cool.
Orange Floridas
well, and Pineapple Express is like that for me. Like I can taste pineapple. Like at least my mind is telling me I'm tasting that. Which is like the Matrix. Like, this is delicious. That's good pineapple. But yeah, I like it, but I don't. This isn't something I would put in my rotation. This is something if I came over here or I was somewhere else and they're like, hey, because I smoked this in a joint, which I sometimes like to prefer for a review because it gives me the full flavor, I feel, depending on how it's rolled. But and I'm not a brilliant roller by any means. I'm decent at best. But it's this one was just it wasn't my jam. And it was okay. I mean, I bet there's people out there who read reviews and saying how awesome it was, but
yeah, it's supposed to be a very cerebral and energizing high.
Yeah, I felt that. Very cerebral, like that cone I was talking about.
Yeah. Now, if you weren't stressed, it's supposed to be like great for socializing, creativity. So going out with friends, doing something
I
like
could see that.
unless you're feeling anxious in that, like that borderline thing just sounds, I wouldn't want to go out with that
But here's the thing, though. I told you I played a video game on
when you
there.
were focused. So maybe
Yeah,
if
when
there was a good conversation or something.
Yes, it wouldn't, and that's where, because I mean, either my subconscious is going like crazy, thinking about all the shit that I got to take care of and get done and figure out and fix and whatever else that we both are going through. But at the same time, I'm just like, as long as I've got something to do, I will be okay. Sitting there with my thoughts, no. This is not a reflective high by any means. This is a productive high. This is not even a productive high. This is something that you could turn into an edible and go do like marathon running.
I don't hate myself enough to do that. No
I
offense
thought you were going to say I don't hate myself, but
to
no,
those
I mean,
who run.
I could
'cause
do something extreme.
I just hate running that much that it sounds miserable.
Yeah, I get that, but it's I don't know, the parts of this strain that, I mean, the flavor really turned me off, which is weird. But again, it might have just been that old, or it could have been where it was grown.
I think it's been a couple months, honestly. That's why I was surprised that you still had it.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's still sealed up, and well, it wasn't. It's not my typical way where I grind it and put it in those tubes where it keeps it very
Yeah.
fresh. I remember I had cheetah piss in there I totally forgot I had one. And I pulled it out and I read the label and I'm like, oh shit.
That's amazing.
And I loaded that up in the bowl and I smoked that and I was like, dude, that's nasty.
I love cheetah piss. We have to get it again.
Yeah, we totally do.
Yeah,
It's one of
one's
the-
fantastic.
all the other pisses that we've been tasting that are not necessarily
fine.
they're okay. Nothing beats. I
No.
love cheetah piss. I wouldn't even like cat piss. Well, I can't say that.
I would try it for sure.
That's hilarious.
I'd
We're
be-
talking about cat piss and cheetah piss in our mouth.
So gross. You know, golden showers. It's someone's yums.
I would say, look, if you're looking for a strain that is on the work side, and I'm going to say manual labor type work side. You're a construction guy. You are out there doing landscaping. Our boy Kyle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, big shout out for our boy Kyle.
Check this boy out.
Yeah.
Check out some Jilly Bean.
You would like it, man, especially running your company the way you do. And I would say, like, anybody who's super fast paced, like our friend Bennett,
Yeah.
he would benefit from this because it would give you that focus, but the calmness too. So you're not like stressing the fuck out. Because like I told you, I'm playing a shooting game.
You should have had some vibe gum.
Yeah, well, I
Didn't have it at the time.
I didn't have it at the time. Yeah, that would have definitely helped. I like that. That's a good idea. No, but I'm playing a shooting game.
Yeah.
And I'm top scorer in this room. Insurgency for anybody that. You know what? I'll put my gamer tag down there in the show notes as well if you guys want to ever play. But I'm playing Insurgency, and I mean, it's like you played with me, and it's like extremely fast paced, unforgiving, constant, just chaos, and I'm in my element. I'm just like, I mean, I feel like I'm doing this, but I'm just like this.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm like, dude, I was so in, and while I was playing that, I was so calm.
Yeah, it was
With
weird.
Jilly Bean.
I don't remember. I just felt super antsy the other day, and
Oh, I hate that.
I had already done everything that I needed to for the day, and I still felt like I had half the day left, and I'm sitting there like, fuck, what am I gonna do? And so I sat down and I was playing that Dying Light 2 zombie game,
Oh yeah, that's stressful.
and that was how I was being less antsy and anxious, was playing that zombie game and smoking. But I'm pretty sure that at that time it was Hollywood Kush that I was puffing on. But still, like I had this really overwhelming feeling of like antsiness. And I hate that. I hate feeling like I'm waiting, or it just, yeah.
That Jilly Bean, I think, would have amplified that antsiness. That's something it makes you feel. You're antsy on it. So
Yeah, I don't like that feeling. I really did not enjoy that, because I'm like, damn, usually I just smoke and this isn't happening.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
But you don't get that. I mean, it's slightly cerebral, but not overly,
yeah,
which that's kind of what I like of a hybrid. I actually like hybrids that are a little bit more indica leaning as opposed to more sativa leaning because it's a nice balance for me.
it might have more of the relaxing side that pulls in with that. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one being more sativa over there, it's like just teasing me. It's just flicking my nipple
Flicking
or
your
something.
nipples.
Yeah, it's all it's doing.
Oh, Jesse, you like?
Jeez, that made me feel
I know.
uncomfortable. But yeah, I don't know. What are you found reviews? I'm sure.
I did. Yeah. It said Jilly Bean, more like Jolly Green Giant. This strain made me feel like I was towering over everyone and everything. My only regret is not having a giant bowl of cereal to munch on while I was feeling this tall.
Dude.
10 out of 10 would recommend for all you giants out there.
Yeah, it was a munchy strain. And that wasn't good because I was eating like every carbohydrate around me. And not because I'm like trying to get shredded or anything like that. I'm a
Had the
type 2
munchies.
diabetic. And that's like the worst for me. And the only reason why I know, I was just like, I'm eating all these snacks and then keep taking a piss. I'm like, oh man, my blood sugar's too high. This is bad. But yeah, again, what if you're struggling with an eating disorder and you're really trying to be able to help motivate yourself? This would be a good strain. I have a close friend. He came over, talked to me. He has not been eating for months. He has been like literally starving himself.
Jeez.
And just because of his anxiety and depression.
Does he use cannabis?
Almost too much. It's like morning, noon, and night. He's on vape. He's on extracts.
He's not eating?
He's not eating. So I'm just like, it could be the strains that you're picking.
Yeah, because there's terpenes that'll help.
Yeah, it'll overpower whatever your mental status is going, okay. So it's almost like I need to smoke them out on something like this to get them like, hey, dude, this is going to help you eat. And I would even recommend that. Like, who cares? Like morning, noon, late night, you need to take care of yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I don't use it to eat, but it definitely helps me function.
Yeah.
So morning, noon, and night. And every 15 minutes in between.
There you go. So if you guys are in a dispensary, you see Jilly Bean, again, we had it in flower. If you've had it in extracts, we'd love to hear about that. What were your opinions? If you differ with mine, if you felt the same as me, tell us. You can put in the comments or just go to our social media and make some comments about the episode going, yeah, I'd like to, I disagree with you, Jesse. I think you're a complete idiot. And I'm like,
shoot us a message.
Yeah. Shoot a message and then send us an image of a durian fruit and you eating it.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Take care, guys.